Pope Leo XIV is launching his first full week as leader of the Catholic Church this Monday. We can see him live there in the audience hall in the Vatican. He's meeting with the international press. This comes ahead of another meeting at the end of the week with foreign diplomats at the Vatican. We're going to take a listen to what he's saying. This speech also comes after he held his first noon blessing on Sunday. He didn't shy away from the turbulent geopolitical context, calling for a genuine and just peace in Ukraine and a ceasefire in Gaza. We can hear the press applauding the Pope there as Pope Leo XIV takes the microphone.
Buongiorno, good morning, and thank you for this wonderful reception. They say when they clap at the beginning, it doesn't matter much. If you're still awake at the end and you still want to applaud, thank you very much. Fratelli e sorelle, do il benvenuto a voi, rappresentanti dei media di tutto il mondo. Vi ringrazio per il lavoro che avete fatto e state facendo in questo tempo, che per la Chiesa è essenzialmente un tempo di grazia. Nel discorso della montagna, Gesù ha proclamato: beati gli operatori di pace. Si tratta di una beatitudine che ci sfida tutti e che vi riguarda da vicino.
Blessed are the peacemakers. This is a beatitude that challenges all of us, but it is particularly relevant to you, calling each one of you to strive for a different kind of communication, one that does not seek consensus at all costs, does not use aggressive words, does not follow the culture of competition, and never separates the search for truth from the love with which we must humbly seek it. Peace begins with each one of us, in the way we look at others, listen to others, and speak about others. In this sense, the way we communicate is of fundamental importance. We must say no to the war of words and images. We must reject the paradigm of war.
Permettetemi allora di ribadire oggi la solidarietà della Chiesa.
Let me therefore reiterate today the Church's solidarity with journalists who are imprisoned for seeking and reporting the truth, while also asking for their release.
E con queste parole anche chiedere la liberazione di questi giornalisti incarcerati.
And with these words also ask for these imprisoned journalists' release.
La Chiesa riconosce in questi testimoni.
The Church recognizes in these witnesses, I'm thinking of those who report on war, even at the cost of their lives, the courage of those who defend dignity, justice, and the right of people to be informed, because only informed individuals can make free choices.
The
suffering of these imprisoned journalists challenges the conscience of nations and the international community, calling on all of us to safeguard the precious gift of free speech and of the press. Thank you, dear friends, for your service to the truth.
Voi siete stati a Roma in queste settimane per raccontare
You
la
have been in
Chiesa,
Rome
la
these
sua
past few
varietà
weeks to report
e
on the
insieme
Church,
la sua
her
unità.
diversity, and
Avete
at the same
accompagnato i
time, her
riti della
unity.
settimana santa.
You were present
Avete poi
during the liturgies of
raccontato
Holy
il
Week,
dolore per la
and then
morte di
reported on
Papa
the sorrow
Francesco,
felt after the death
avvenuta
of Pope Francis. Which,
però
nevertheless,
nella luce della Pasqua.
took place in the light
Quella
of
stessa
Easter.
fede pasquale ci ha
That
introdotti
same
nello
Easter
spirito del
faith
conclave,
drew us into the
che
spirit of
vi
the
ha visti
conclave,
particolarmente impegnati
during
in
which you worked
giornate
long
faticose.
and tiring
E
days.
anche in questa occasione
Yet even on this
siete
occasion,
riusciti a narrare
you
la
managed to
bellezza
recount the
dell'amore di
beauty of
Cristo
Christ's
che
love
ci unisce
that
tutti e
unites
ci
and
fa essere
makes
un
us
unico
one people,
popolo guidato dal buon
guided
pastore.
by the Good Shepherd. We are living in times that are both difficult to navigate and to recount. They present a challenge for all of us, but it is one that we should not run away from. On the contrary, they demand that each one of us, in our different roles and services, never give in to mediocrity. The Church must face the challenges posed by the times. In the same way, communication and journalism does not exist outside of time and history. St. Augustine reminds us of this when he said, "Let us live well, and the times will be good." We are the times. Thank you, therefore, for what you have done to move beyond the stereotypes and clichés through which we often interpret Christian life and the life of the Church itself. Thank you, because you have captured the essence of who we are and conveyed it to the whole world through every form of media possible.
È quella di promuovere una comunicazione capace di farci uscire dalla torre di
Today, one of the most important challenges is to promote communication that can bring us out of the Tower of Babel, in which we sometimes find ourselves, out of the confusion of loveless languages that are often ideological or partisan. Therefore, your service, with the words you use and the style you adopt, is crucial. As you know, communication is not only the transmission of information, but it is also the creation of a culture, of human and digital environments that become spaces for dialogue and discussion. In looking at how technology is developing, this mission becomes ever more necessary. I'm thinking in particular of artificial intelligence with its immense potential, which nevertheless requires responsibility and discernment in order to ensure that it can be used for the good of all, so that it can benefit all of humanity. This responsibility concerns everyone in proportion to his or her age and role in society. Dear friends, we will get to know each other better over time. We have experienced, we can say together, truly special days. We have shared them through every form of media, TV, radio, internet, and social media. I sincerely hope that each of us can say that these days unveiled a little bit of the mystery of our humanity and left us with a desire for love and peace. For this reason, I repeat to you today the invitation made by Pope Francis in his message for this year's World Day of Social Communications. Let us disarm communication of all prejudice and resentment, fanaticism, and even hatred. Let us free it from aggression. We do not need loud, forceful communication, but rather communication that is capable of listening and of gathering the voices of the weak who have no voice. Let us disarm words Let us disarm words, and we will help to disarm the world.
Una comunicazione disarmata e
Disarmed
disarmante ci
and
permette di
disarming
condividere
communication
uno sguardo
allows us to
diverso
share
sul mondo
a
e di
different
agire
view
in
of the
modo
world and
coerente
to
con la
act in a
nostra
manner
dignità
consistent
umana.
with our human dignity.
Voi siete in prima
You
linea
are at the
nel
forefront
narrare
of
i
reporting on
conflitti e le speranze
conflicts
di pace,
and
le
aspirations for
situazioni
peace,
di
on
ingiustizia e
situations
di
of
povertà,
injustice and poverty,
e il lavoro
and on the
silenzioso di
silent work
tanti
of
per un
so
mondo
many
migliore.
people striving to
Per
create a better
questo
world.
vi
For
chiedo di
this reason,
scegliere
I
con
ask you to choose
consapevolezza e
consciously
coraggio
and
la
courageously
strada di
the path
una
of communication
comunicazione di pace.
in favor of peace.
Grazie a tutti voi.
Thank you,
Che Dio vi benedica.
and may God bless you.
Dominus vobiscum. Sit nomen Domini benedictum. Adiutorium nostrum in nomine Domini. Benedicat vos omnipotens Deus, Pater et Filius et Spiritus Sanctus. Amen. Tante grazie.
Thank you very much, said Pope Leo XIV after he offered his apostolic blessing to the media professionals gathered here in the Paul VI Hall. And now the Holy Father will come down the steps. And he first takes a drink of water, and as he goes to meet and greet the journalists gathered here in the Paul VI Hall. It's, as he said himself, it's been an intense few days here in and around near the Vatican. Many things have taken place since that fateful Easter Monday when Pope Francis died at around 7 in the morning. The Holy Father is greeting the prefect of the Dicastery for Communication, Paolo Ruffini, and Monsignor Lucio Ruiz, the secretary of the Dicastery, Andrea Tornielli, our editorial director, Andrea Monda, the director of the Osservatore Romano, Natasha Kovekar, director of the Theological Pastoral Department of the Dicastery for Communication, as well as all of the other dignitaries and guests present for this event. Among the many events that Pope Leo has already carried out in these 4 days, on Sunday morning, May 11th, Pope Leo visited the Vatican grottos in private to celebrate Mass at the altar near the tomb of St. Peter. The Holy See press office said that morning that the Mass...
Well, we just saw there Pope Leo XIV's first address to the international press there at the Vatican. We're going to wrap up this news bulletin now, but we'll bring you more news up later. Right now, though, there's an episode of Talking Europe. Stay tuned if you can.